So most Minecraft towns spread out from the middle and they're quite square, flat, round, but they spread out. What if they spread up the way? That was my idea. Hey, if you like these kind of time-lapse videos, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. This particular city is going to sit on a rock. Maybe a city is stretching it, more like a town, but it's going to sit on this rock which I've made of stone. I'm going to add in as many town-like builds and buildings and parts of a town as we can possibly fit onto this rock. Not by building out the way, but simply by building up the way. Welcome to the video. My name is Andy and I hope you enjoy this. I'm using my 5x5 building system where every principal upright in a build or a tower or a house is 3 blocks away from the next one. So it's a 5x5 grid. It keeps everything centered and you could keep on adding and adding bits and more bits. And that's going to be useful when we're building this town because we're going to be adding houses, farms, maybe churches, maybe weapon stores, trees, graveyards, banks, canteens, schools, prisons, amphitheaters, taverns, maybe some walls, archer towers, basements, barracks, statues, aqueducts, moats, a panda enclosure, a bamboo farm, a normal farm, a berry farm, watchtowers. What else do you think I've missed off from my list? What do you think we should add to this? Maybe a mine would be a great thing to add. Maybe even a blast furnace, a library, an enchantment room, a brewing room. We're going to be adding and adding and adding and adding to this place. Hey, I built this on YouTube live, so I was live streaming this. So do make sure you tap that notification bell if you're subscribed to me because you'll be able to watch my live streams this summer and join in and add your own ideas as well as I build live. So this is a 5-hour build for episode 1 of this vertical city. So what am I doing? I've added in a few towers, kind of roughly 4 towers. I've got some towers in each corner. They're different sized towers as well. Some of them with made of, I think it's dead brainy coral. We've got dead horny coral. We've also got some polished andesite for our towers, polished diorite, which I think gets changed later on as well. We've also got polished granite and even some prismarine blocks as well. So I've added in 4 towers, added in a couple of archways, 3 archways, which are going to hold up all sorts of things in the future. Probably more towards episode 2 where we're building on top of the arches, but underneath the arches in episode 1 will certainly get stuck in. So I'm adding in some detail to the walls all the way around this time. Right in the middle of this town, I thought it would be a great place to put a lake, so you could always have plenty of fish, as if all the towers and the whole city had collected rain and it wasn't able to escape. It simply piled up and filled up the lake in the middle. We'll also add a little bit of drainage out the side. I think that would be quite atmospheric. That's something I did mean to do. A big shout out to Choi Hoon Suk in the chat who suggested that, and I forgot to do it. So the wall just gets added all the way around. I'm adding lots of diorite, lots of wall blocks. I've got even some observer blocks in there as well. The towers are going to have to hold up all the houses, all the farms, things like any elevator shafts that we use, any water storage up high, like water butts and things. We could have secret rooms, giant wheels, maybe a dungeon, even a windmill could hang off the side somewhere. We're definitely going to be growing a huge amount of wheat as well. We'll take a swing around the whole build a little bit later on. I have done walls all the way around, pretty much the same as the wall which you can see at the bottom of the picture. Now I thought we'd put kind of fancy house in the middle, right in the middle of what's going to be the lake. So we've got this house here which is a 5x5 house with some corners added to it, and then we're going to be adding some nice, I think I've got stripped dark oak for some walls, a couple of windows, and we'll make a nice little bridge over to this house. And just off camera, unfortunately, I put on a prismarine slab roof as well. So I like that play between the white diorite, the prismarine, and the stripped dark oak with some nice spruce fences. Here's the lake going in with plenty of vegetation. Going to add plenty of fish swimming about as well, maybe add some squid later on as well. Going to leave some room on top of the house, maybe for a bell tower later on, and also probably for adding on some more features on top of that at a later date. I like that roundhouse so much, I stuck one onto the side of this tower and then gave it its own supporting tower at the bottom made of diorite and I think dead brainy coral as well. And that adds just an extra dimension to the towers. So don't think these towers are done. They look very plain, very square, very ordinary, but we're going to be adding so much more detail to these as we go along. I'm adding another little house here. Starting to fall in love with this little round house design, and we can add a few of these certainly in this episode, maybe come up with a different design for episode 2. Now what I'm doing here is adding in some farms. These are going to be animal farms, so I'm providing some upside down stone bricks, then some grass for the animals to eat, stacking up some wooden structures to kind of give them a bit of shade, but also adding in some more farms above. So we've got grass, we've got spruce trapdoors, and I'm just trying to use a little bit of world edit here. I'm building a Java Edition PC, so I've got server sided world edit. So I've got some horses, pigs, sheep, and cows. As soon as I did this, the horses just started to throw themselves off the edge. I don't quite know why. Maybe they just thought my build was really bad. I would say the build is, it's a work in progress. This is just episode 1. Don't expect it to look brilliant on episode 1. Let's just swing the camera around to show you the sort of farms at the back. Yeah, I built some farms at the back there to kind of provide food for all the animals. And now we're going to provide food for all the humans or the villagers living in this vertical town. And this is where I'm going to build some nice little hanging round farms hanging down from this archway. Yeah, so tons and tons more detail to add. I need your ideas in the comments. But yeah, loads of bridges, walkways, connecting areas, more houses. Just more of the rooms that I've mentioned earlier on in the video are going to be added in as well. So we're not going to be building too much further up, just kind of be building to make it denser and more complicated in the middle with walkways. Talking about walkways, using some campfires there to make some nice walkways, linking over to the tower as well. So I like the way these farms hung down. It's almost kind of a little bit steampunk, I don't know. My style is 5x5 Mojang style. I think it's as if Mojang had got a huge budget for their villages. So it's keeping the Mojang style, keeping the 5x5 kind of theme for many of the Mojang builds are kind of a little 5x5 hut. So I've added in some fires on lecterns and fires on hoppers as well. When I say fires, I mean campfires. By the way, if you would like to download all my builds and get many other rewards, as well as building on my server and joining in with live streams, then check out patreon.com/Andyisyoda. And that is it, guys. That is episode 1 of this city. Let's have a quick look in first person. So here we go, chance to fly through this and have a good look at this yourself. So the towers, as you can see, are very, very plain. We're going to add a lot more detail into them. Look at those sort of plain areas. Need to add more detail. The walls at the base turned out pretty well. Used some weird things like even grindstones, observer blocks as well, which kind of look different with arrows pointing up. And with the black stripe look fine on that side, just the orientation of them. Got these lecterns with campfires on top and these ones hanging down as well. Underneath you might not have seen these diorite stairs as well, linking into our little houses here, which inside look kind of cool. I think there's a door around here like that. Lots of space, nice and bright inside here. Some of the towers are lacking detail. For example, it's a bit of a health hazard. Right there, yeah, that was one of the horses that threw themselves off the top. Here are the farms. We can add more detail into these, like water troughs and so on. Maybe even some trees would look quite cool in the corner. And I think some trees in this build in general would look good. Here's some farms for the actual feeds for the animals. We can also be adding in things like some windows and some floor levels as well. Here's the central house as well. Again, similar kind of house inside. Maybe some fishing areas, fishing piers would be quite good. We can have some fishing docks and things and piers coming off. Got some nice fancy stairs linking into the middle building as well. These towers are very, very, very plain indeed, without much detail. So there's some details in places, and other places we really are needing to spruce things up. Maybe some ballistas, which are big sort of arrows, big arrow crossbows and catapults and cannons would look quite good on these sections up here. But I love the way these towers kind of interact and break up that big plain tower. I think it's very plain here, but once you come around to this bit, you know, the whole thing has been broken up into different areas and it's looking quite cool, I think. And maybe some little sort of side round towers would look quite good as well. Maybe add them in the next episode as well. Here's the hanging farms. Let me know what you think is missing. Let me know what you think should be added. There was plenty of ideas in the live stream from everyone who's watching the live stream. Thank you so much. That was on YouTube. Yeah, plenty of ideas. We're going to pack this in a vertical city. We don't want to increase the footprint anymore, but we want to just build a little bit higher and then pack this out with walkways, bridges, and features and rooms and all sorts of amazing things as well. Hopefully it sparked your imagination. Hopefully it's given you some inspiration as well. That's kind of what I feel like my job is on Minecraft, to inspire and to get people's ideas coming together in one big idea community, and then we build the best ones. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back next week with another episode of Building a Vertical City. Take care for now. Ciao, ciao. May the blocks be with you.